My thoughts on Batman, it is basically my childhood.
So most people know Batman as Bruce Wayne. He caped Crusader of the Night.
Batman was a child of two, well, a billionaire and his wife, and they went to a production in Gotham City, and the parents ended up getting mugged and shot. And so Batman was left alone with Alfred Penneyworth, which is the butler.
Alfred pretty much took over as Bruce's parents when they had passed away.
So that's pretty much his father, because he raised him.
He's so much more than a butler, and most people don't realize that. He's the new father figure for Bruce, for Batman. Batman constantly goes to him for advice. You know, what should I do in this situation? I don't know how to beat, we'll say the Joker, you know. And he won't tell him, but he'll have some type of insight that'll make Batman think, you know, okay, I guess I could try that.
He decided that he would go out and learn martial arts and stuff other parts of the world, and then comes back and decides that he wants to be a superhero of Gotham City, so gets all his stuff together, makes a bat cave underneath his mansion.
So then from that point on, Bruce had decided to combat evil, as they would say, and avenge the death of his parents.
Well, he's a lot different because he doesn't have any superhero abilities. He's all on his own, martial arts and stuff, and his comics are a lot darker. Well, I find a lot of DC comics are darker than Marvel side, but yeah, his comics are darker because of his past and everything that he's involved in, all the different things that are brought into his comics. The villains are a lot darker too.
When I got old, about the beginning of high school, my friends introduced me to the graphic novels, Frank Miller's Batman Year One and Joker Under the Red Hood stuff, and that was really dark and somewhat impressive.
The actual mood setting is relatively dark. You read the comics, you look at the movies, it's a dark atmosphere. But I mean, if you look at, I'll use Superman as another example. His entire planet was blown up. So, you know, he's the only surviving Kryptonian. Whereas, you know, Bruce Wayne, he'd only just lost his parents. So, I mean, the DC universe itself is relatively dark, but Batman has a certain aspect to it that just makes it more personal.
Everyone knows the mainstream Two-Face, the Joker, the Penguin.
You know, they'll do anything that they have to do to get their point across. You know, the Joker does a magic trick with a pencil where he makes it disappear into a guy's eye socket. And that's just to get his point across.
I've talked to so many people, and a lot of people like Batman because he has no powers, so yet he still is amazing at what he does. So I think a lot of people relate to that more than Superman, who just comes from an alien planet and has a weakness, whereas Batman's weakness is just he doesn't actually have a power.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, you look at Superman, Spider-Man, all those guys, they've all got actual superpowers. Whereas Batman, he's just, you know, an average Joe with a boatload of money and can afford all the gadgets and everything. So I'd say most people can relate to him.
Because at heart, he's a normal guy. He's the only one that doesn't have superpowers. I mean, Superman, Spider-Man, you know, he can climb up walls. Batman's a regular guy. He's just using his cunning and ingenuity and, well, his money. But he's using, you know, at heart, every kid wanted to be Batman because he was normal, you know. You could grow up to be Batman.
It was one of the superhero movies that was easier to take to than Superman or any of the other ones, just because Batman's a normal guy who just, you know, he doesn't have any superpowers, he's not an alien.
Batman is one of the most recognizable, if not the most recognizable, of all superheroes.